everybody, I hope that you're well. Today I thought I'd just do a little day in the life video for you, show you what I've been getting up to since being in Perth and working online. As you can see, the day starts pretty early, taking Bailey for a walk, but after Tish goes to get ready for work, she hands the reins over to me. There you go.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
I go and get a coffee because that's just absolutely essential for me before I can start pretty much doing anything productive. After getting coffee, I have this small window of time to kill before taking Tish to work, and it's always good for me to be productive in these times because it's still really early, so it's nice to do things which I normally wouldn't make time for later on in the day. So at the moment I'm continuing to learn my Spanish. At the moment I'm using an app called Babbel. I normally use it on my phone, but it works on the desktop as well, and one of the great things about it is that the lessons are never longer than 15 minutes long. So if you just have a small window in the day where you've got time to kill, it's the perfect thing to do and you're learning a language quite effortlessly. I like the fact that it immediately puts you into conversational sentences and applying the vocab that they're teaching you into like sentences that you may actually be learning, especially since I'm not in a Spanish speaking country right now. I can't be making these conversations. You're basically having conversations on the app already, and it actually stops you along the way to inform you of the logistics of the language as well, as opposed to just comparing it to pictures and everything. I really like the fact that they're actually giving you information on how the language itself is working. But I'd actually say my favourite thing about Babbel is that you can download the lessons to work offline, which for me is incredible. So when I'm on a train or a plane and I've got nothing else to do, which often happens to me, especially on public transport and stuff like that, I could just whip out a Spanish lesson and start learning a language, knowing I don't have to commit for a whole hour or whatever. I can do as little or as many as I want on the go, which makes it much easier to get on and start learning. It includes grammar, vocabulary, listening and talking all in the one app, so it gives you so much more value than most other language learning services on the market. And thank you to Babbel for sponsoring this video. I'll put a link to them in the description if you want to check them out, and there's a special offer just for you guys as well. So just before the new year, I ordered a brand new surfboard. Yay! Yay! I need to name it. Is it going to be a he or a she? He. You reckon? Oh, so nice and soft. It is so skinny. I know, this is good. And it like kind of goes out as well. I literally just watched a YouTube tutorial on how to apply the tail pads, which is what helps you grip and push off when you're surfing. Because I've got no idea how to do this, but I saw a really good tutorial by a guy. So anyway, I hope I'm doing it right. We can only hope. I'm a bit not upset, but the tail pad that came with the surfboard is black, which obviously is very standouty. I would have preferred a white one. Why would they do that, or a blue one? But it's what we've got. I'm not spending any more money on this. I really want to improve my skills. I absolutely love being out on the ocean, and the feeling when you catch a wave is insane and incredible. I don't know whether it was a wise decision, but I have bought my own surfboard. It's a fiberglass board as opposed to a foam board, so it's much more difficult to ride than the beginner boards that I'm used to. I made sure I had my surfboard already in the car because when I dropped Tish off at the station, I drove straight to Metham's pool. I've caught a couple of waves at Trig already, but Trig it's the main surfing beach in Perth, and it is so busy because it's still the summer holidays, and so it's just whenever you catch a wave, someone's just there on the wave with you or in the way, and it's a bit frustrating. This morning I've come to Metham's pool, which will hopefully be a little bit better in terms of being less people here, but we'll see. I'm meeting my friend Tegan, and yeah, gonna go for a surf. I can't naturally throw a shaka. I feel like such a noob. First things first though, I need some sun cream. I put on like a strong thick 50 when I go surfing because you may not be able to top up for like an hour and a half, so or 2 hours depending. Do you want to know an observation I've noticed in Perth as opposed to the East Coast? On the East Coast, everyone walks around barefoot, or at least a lot of people do, especially by the sea. In Perth, no one does. It's so much more civilized here, and you don't have as many like surfy, just beachy people. Everyone's a bit
older, it's more family orientated, it's a bit more proper. It's essentially like Brits over in Australia, in Perth. And that's actually quite accurate, I feel like. I will be leaving my surfboard in Perth while I go to the Philippines, and I think Perth is basically just going to be its home for it. But it's cool because my sister can use it if she wants to, and it'll just have a little home here. After the Philippines, I am coming back to Perth, so I will get to use it then. And I come to Perth all the time, so it's not like it's a completely ridiculous purchase. I'm considering taking it to Bali, but I'll have to look at how I go with it and costs of prices to take it over there. Traveling with a surfboard seems like quite a bit of a faff, especially not a shortboard. I don't know, we'll see. We'll deal with that situation when it comes.
I did actually manage to catch a few waves. It was so much nicer and quieter in Metham's Pool than what it was in Trigg Beach where I went last time, and the waves were less frequent, but when they did come, oh my god, they were huge. And I did catch a couple of waves and I was standing up, but because I've never been taught what to do when you actually proper catch a big wave. And so I would just be on this wave freaking out, like, oh my god, and like trying to go, and I just kind of ducked and wiped out a couple of times. Like proper wipe out. Like imagine you're in a big washing machine where the wave comes and sweeps you up and over and you're tumbling like this. Yeah, that happened a few times. Luckily, did not get hurt. As soon as I realised I was wiping out, it's always like this because, oh my goodness, there was a guy coming out of the water just before we went in and someone else had hit him on the head with a surfboard. His head was bleeding. It was not a good sight. I hope that guy's okay. We did try to help him, but he very much denied any help. Anyway, it was so fun to see Tegan and her friend Pepe. I actually met Tegan in Mexico in 2015 on literally one of my very last days in Central America. And I love the fact that you can literally just meet travel friends all over the world, and then when you happen to be in certain places, you can meet up again. I think that's really cool. And Pepe was awesome. He's from Bali and just absolutely epic at surfing with his longboard. And after that we went to a little very popular cafe called Yellow. It's literally like the place to go for food and coffee. When you're surfing around that area of Perth, it's so busy the whole time. The coffee is really good, so I can see why, and it's right on the beach. Before I get showered, I feel like I should make the most out of the sun and go for a little sunbathe.
Well, that's not very practical sunbathing when you're on top of me. Sometimes he will literally just come in and just kind of lay on my stomach, and I'm just thinking, I don't really want doggy tan lines. I still bring my notepad and pen down to the pool because if I'm sunbathing and it's like not a weekend and I'm by myself, I always just feel like I'm wasting time if I'm just sunbathing and relaxing. So I try to do something which makes me feel productive and like I'm actually working towards something that's gonna be helping me in my life somehow. Ooh. Not for you, for me. Well, that disrupted things a little bit. Baby's just completely destroyed that inflatable ball. It was really bothering him, clearly. Oh wow. But now it really is time to shower and crack down on some work. I do still work, guys. I'm not just a lady of leisure the whole time. I found since arriving in Australia that my skin hasn't been great, and I think it's because if I don't wash off the sun cream or sweat as soon as I'm like finished with it, coming in for the day and just leaving it to dry, then it's not good for my skin. So I've been really making an effort in the past couple of weeks to actually use a deep clean scrub to get all of this out of my face, not just with water, but to give it a proper clean. And I like using the scrub because it makes my face really smooth. That's what we like. Beautiful. Today I'm working on an edit from Greece, which I actually filmed last summer, but med sailors want to put the video on their IGTV. So I need to rearrange the video for IGT format, and my computer is not being kind to me. It's not letting me do this very easily. I'm gonna get this work done, and then I'm gonna be picking Tish up from work, and we're going straight to South Perth for a skate. We just had a lovely little like pre-dinner on the river with some wine. Just got some chips. What was the name of the place we just went?
Mr. Walker.
Mr. Walker in South Perth. And now we've come on the red track for a little skate. It's actually such a good bum workout. I wish we could take the dog doing this, but he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it when the people walking him are on like any kind of wheels. He kind of freaks out, but... Hey! That is so good! Oh, we need to do that, Tish. Oh, that is absolute gold. Oh. With the ballerina hand as well. All right. Behave. Tish does this weird thing when you get up to these things. It's so unnecessary. I love that view of Perth.